Here's something that might surprise you. Back in the 1960s, a young boy who was considered the dummy of his class would later perform one of the most complex brain surgeries in medical history. The transformation from struggling student to pioneering surgeon is just the beginning of this remarkable story.
You know what fascinates me most about Ben Carson's journey? It wasn't some expensive program or elite school that turned things around. It was his mother's strict but straightforward rule about reading 2 books per week.
And here's the incredible part: his mother could barely read herself, having only a third grade education. She would mark up their book reports with random symbols, pretending to check them while laying the groundwork for their incredible success.
That's a powerful example of how small interventions can have a massive impact. Within just 1 year, he went from receiving failing grades to being at the top of his class.
What's truly fascinating is how his early experience with visualizing stories through reading helped develop his extraordinary spatial thinking abilities. When he became a surgeon, he could mentally rotate complex 3D images of the brain, a skill that proved crucial in his groundbreaking surgeries.
Speaking of those surgeries, can you explain what made his 1987 conjoined twins operation so revolutionary?
Imagine this: these twins were conjoined at the back of their heads, sharing critical blood vessels. Every other surgeon said separation was impossible. But Carson spent months mapping out every detail, developed a new technique using hypothermia to protect their brains, and coordinated a team of 70 medical professionals for a 22-hour surgery.
And that wasn't even his only innovative procedure. His work with hemispherectomies, literally removing half of a child's brain to treat severe epilepsy, changed how we think about brain plasticity.
What's really interesting about those procedures: Carson approached them with this eerily calm demeanor. His colleagues used to say that the more complex the surgery, the more serene he became. It's as if he had a unique ability to maintain absolute focus under incredible pressure.
Hmm. That reminds me of how he later approached public policy issues when he became Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, with that same methodical, systematic thinking.
Exactly. He compared communities to the human brain, explaining how both require all their components to work together in harmony. But what I find most compelling is how he never forgot his roots. Even after becoming this world renowned surgeon, he established the Carson Scholars Fund, which has awarded thousands of scholarships to students across the country.
That's really what sets his story apart, this consistent thread of using his success to create opportunities for others.
Here's something that might surprise people. When he received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2008, it wasn't just for his medical achievements, it was for this broader impact he had on society, especially in education and youth development.
What's particularly striking about his approach to mentoring young people? He doesn't just tell them they can succeed, he breaks down the exact steps that worked for him.
Right? And he's unequivocal about it. He discusses how he developed a system for breaking down complex problems into smaller, manageable pieces, whether it's understanding a challenging medical concept or planning a groundbreaking surgery. He applied this same methodology to everything from separating conjoined twins to developing housing policies.
That systematic approach really transformed how specific procedures were done at Johns Hopkins, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And here's what's fascinating about his legacy there. He didn't just perform these amazing surgeries, he fundamentally changed the protocols and procedures for pediatric neurosurgery. He developed new techniques that are still used today, saving countless lives long after his retirement from the medical field.
So, what do you think is the most important lesson people can take from Carson's story?
Well, I think it's this idea that success isn't about natural talent or where you start. It's about developing systems for learning and problem solving. Carson wasn't born a brilliant surgeon. He built himself into one through this methodical approach to learning and this unwavering belief that seemingly impossible problems can be solved if you break them down into manageable pieces.
That's such a powerful message, especially for young people facing their own struggles today.
And you know what makes it even more powerful? He's still actively sharing these lessons, still mentoring young people, still pushing for educational reform. It's as if his mother's simple rule about reading 2 books a week has created a ripple effect that continues to transform lives decades later.